DK Metcalf contract details came out last night. Looks good. Looks great for the Pittsburgh Steelers, if we're being honest. His base salary jumps all over the place. We'll break it down individually. I'll just give you all the details. Then we'll kind of say what it means for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His base contracts over the next couple of years, $5 million this year, $25 million next year, $20 million in 2027, $23 million in 2028, and $30.5 million in 2029. Now, he's got a $30 million signing bonus this offseason, but his next guaranteed roster bonuses don't come until the final 3 years of his deal, which are 6.5 in 2027, $5 million in 2028, $5 million in 2029. 2 years of his deal are guaranteed. That's this year and next year with the base salary, and then $20 million of his third year is also guaranteed. This year's cap hit, this is the big one, somehow decreases $7 million and is only $11 million in 2025. It makes things a little bit hit or miss, because while it does improve the cap number, I think a lot of people were still judging it off of what it was, which means that you save $7 million. Awesome. That's great for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, fantastic for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but for a guy that is making $30 million a year, I think we expected it to be higher, and we're looking at that number to be more significant. $7 million in my eyes is still a great move for the Steelers. They also do some historical things, like the fact that they are guaranteeing essentially 3 years of a deal is not something they have ever done for a wide receiver before. The fact that they have roster bonuses the last 2 years of this guy's contract is not a Pittsburgh Steelers move whatsoever. The rest of it makes a lot of sense. And I mean, his cap hits those final years, you got to think there's no chance he's sticking around. I think it's $41.5 million in 2029 when he is 34 years old, 35 years old, somewhere in that.
I think.
32 years old would be that number. That's still a lot of money for a guy who would be certainly near the end of his career at a wide receiver. Still moves that, I mean, you got to look at it and just say, this is a win. Another example of why Omar Khan is called the con artist, and why the Pittsburgh Steelers general manager, a lot of people say he's not good at this, he's not good at that. When it comes to contracts, there is nobody better. There's nobody better than Omar Khan and what he does. He deserves all the praise in the world, and he just opened up more money for the Pittsburgh Steelers to say, all right, let's go, sign Aaron Rodgers to a $40 million deal. I get it. That's crazy, but that's what the Steelers are thinking. It opens the door for a bigger draft pick, which we'll get to a little bit later. It opens the door for another playmaker. It opens the door for an offensive tackle, which the Steelers desperately need, or a big name defensive tackle, which the Steelers also need. It opens the door for many, many options, and we'll dive into those here in a second, but essentially saves them $7 million and makes the Steelers look very good in a year where they're still going to sign TJ Watt, which is also going to create cap space. And they have other ways to create cap space. They're now sitting somewhere over $50 million. That's minus I believe it's still only $43 million, somewhere in that ballpark, because I don't think DK Metcalf was included in that number the last time we looked at it. And then obviously you take $10 million off for the NFL draft. $11 million this year, 525, 20, 23, 30.5 with the $30 million signing bonus. I mean, win for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it almost looks, and I might just be looking at this too simply, but whenever I saw the breakdown of the contract, it looks like, hey, we're going to spend big money on a quarterback this year, maybe next year, and then you're going to be looking at a rookie quarterback deal for the final 3 years of DK Metcalf's contract if he's around. It's kind of the way it's structured. It's the way that it feels like the Steelers might be trending as of this moment, and it feels like the Steelers might still have a lot of their offseason to go. It feels weird to say that at the end of week 2 of free agency, but it feels like the Steelers could have some moving and shaking here that we didn't expect to happen come April and into May.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers still have positions that they need, and we were hitting the point where it was like, okay, a quarterback contract is going to take up a good chunk of this. You know, if you're gonna go sign Mason Rudolph, you are looking at a situation, or excuse me, Aaron Rodgers, you're looking at a situation where that's probably at least a $30 million cap hit this season. That's pretty massive. You don't have much money after that, and you still have positions of need. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking at it going, all right, like now we've got money. Now we've got a pretty good chunk of money heading into the final wave of free agency in the beginning of the NFL draft and whatever comes after that, because that's when the second round of big moves are made, is after the NFL draft. That's when teams make trades, cuts happen. I mean, we're talking George Pickens trade constantly. If that's going to happen, I don't know if it happens before the draft. I mean, I have a scenario here in a little bit that I'm going to lay out where I think it's a possibility, but I think after the draft is when those moves get made, guys get shuffled around, and the Steelers are going to look at it and go, we have options. You know, we have enough money to sit here and say we can go after Brandon Ayuk. Not that he's available, but just a Brandon Ayuk type player where we could spend big money in June and July to round out our roster for what we didn't get in the NFL draft.